Hey, what's happening? R. Alan Ingalls here on the set of Nonplus, my new short film, with my lead actress, Zawad.
Hi. I was up all night with kids. Creepy. Do I need more hair in my face, or maybe less in my face? So, Alan contacted me on Facebook roughly, I don't know, 8 hours ago, and was like, hey, I need an actress for a video I'm doing, a short horror film. Are you interested?
I hit her up on Facebook and she came through.
I was like, yeah, let me get back to you in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, Erica really helped me out of a bind. I only had about a week before the shoot to find an actress, and I had several people interested, but they were all unavailable on such short notice. Even the night before, I'd asked the waitress at the restaurant I ate at if she would be interested, and she was, but again, she wasn't available the day that I was shooting the film.
And I had to cut up a 4-year-old's t-shirt to get the white one that he wanted, but it happened. I got lost twice on the way here, but then I got here, and it was really creepy. You can't tell, but the men's bunk room is right down the hallway from the morgue.
The title of the film is Nonplus. The definition of nonplus is a state of confusion or surprise. And I'm just adding a little bit of fear to the mix as well. Film Riot is a weekly podcast I watch that's all about the behind-the-scenes tricks that go into filmmaking. And every couple of weeks or so, they do what they call a Monday challenge, where they challenge their viewers with some sort of visual effects challenge or cinematography challenge. Last year, during October, they did the Halloween challenge.
Now usually we give you 2 weeks. We're doubling it and giving you the full month of October to get done a 2-minute short film. So we want you to implement techniques that we've taught on the show before and creep us the freak out.
They announced this year's Halloween challenge on a Monday. I actually saw the episode on Tuesday, and at that point I had a little under 2 weeks.
We had to pause Monday Challenge for a little while for outsiders, and now we have 2 weeks to do a challenge for Halloween, which we're calling our Monster Challenge. It could be what you think of when I say monster, like, you know, Frankenstein, vampires, Godzilla, or it could be something more original. Do whatever you want, just make it awesome. This is being judged on the entirety of your piece.
Come up with the idea, find the talent, gather all the materials. I had about a week to do all that because I had to shoot the short film during the weekend. I wouldn't have had time any other day of the week to be able to shoot the film.
So my character's name is Amanda, and the setup is the night before I was out partying. Obviously I look like a party girl, wake up, strange place. I'm like, wow, where am I at? It's really quiet. You hear the really loud buzzing of the lights, which in itself was, it was good to amp me up. I was trying to pretend like I was at home dreaming about being asleep in a meadow and somewhere really peaceful, and waking up to, what the hell is this? So that kind of got my mind right. It was a lot of fun. It was really fun to transition between joking with Alan about things and then having to look like I'm scared and may piss my pants at any time. So that was definitely really fun.
Erica gave a rock-solid performance. The film really called for somebody to be able to tell the story with their eyes, with their body language, with their facial expressions, and she really nailed it. She got all the little details and nuances just perfect to really drive the story without any dialogue at all.
Getting noises right. I had to practice screams. I personally avoid horror movies. They scare me. They make me sweat a lot, and then I have nightmares about them. So it took a lot to figure out what a good horror scream was going to sound like. Then I get to the end and I'm thinking, how am I going to show that I'm so frustrated and about to pass out with anxiety? And that in itself prompted me to hyperventilate. I was like hyperventilating about not knowing how to act in that scene, so it worked out perfectly.
The film was shot on the Canon EOS 60D with a Canon EF-S 18 to 135mm kit lens. I actually own top-of-the-line Canon L series glass, but decided to use a kit lens for this film because the location was such a tight space, and I don't own any L series lenses that are wide enough to be usable in such tight of a space.
This whole thing was filmed down an L part of a hallway. There wasn't a whole lot of room to move either, and we had to get Alan past me with enough room between me and the camera so that it wasn't like, oh hey, how are y'all, you know?
Due to the tight space, I had to shoot 95% of the footage handheld, so I used a GlideCam 2000 Pro camera stabilizer to keep the shot smooth and steady. I also used a Rode VideoMic Pro to record audio, Final Cut Pro X to edit the film, and Apple's Motion to design the titles and credits.
Even though this was a really short movie, there were a lot of challenges with keeping it really interesting. We only had one large puzzle piece, so we had to keep moving, and it was hard to angle the camera and my body just right so that you couldn't tell that we were removing it from other scenes. Trying to figure out, am I ripping tape the correct way? That was interesting. That's not something you have to worry about on a daily basis.
The music throughout the film is actually a royalty-free track by Kevin MacLeod called Day of Chaos that I thought was really perfect for the tone of the film. But for the credits, I wanted a harsh contrast to the eerie and sporadic piano melody. I wanted something heavy and driving that would really allow the emotion of the last scene to linger on into the credits. So I once again asked a favor of Erica. I asked her to get me in contact with her cousin Allison, who just so happens to be the lead vocalist of the local rock band Roses Unread. There were several songs on their latest album that I felt would accomplish the feel I was going for. But after trying several tracks on the timeline, I found the breakdown from the song Dislocate was the clear choice.
A lot of fun. Took 2.5 hours to make 2 minutes worth of video, but you know, that's how it goes.
A week of pre-production, a couple hours of prep time on location, 2.5 hours of shooting with Erica, and a week's worth of post-production went into making this film. And whether I place in the competition or not, I could not be more proud of what we accomplished with Nonplus.